if I told you that your terrible titles and thumbnails are holding you back from generating tons of cash on YouTube, like my clients that you can see on the screen right now, $115,000 in 115 days, and tons of other client results when it comes to the title and the thumbnail. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you not only the quickest, but the easiest guide to packaging good titles and thumbnails. And the good thing is it's going to be only 5 minutes long. So if you can invest 5 minutes of your time so that your channel performance can be better and so that you can make more cash, just like my clients, then I don't know what to tell you. You're not going to make it. And these aren't just the only examples I have. I have multiple right here. If I scroll through, I have tons. So step number one really comes down to the pre-planning process. And a lot of people are taking terrible photos when they're going to take thumbnails, and their clothing has distractions. You need to cut that out in your thumbnail process. Is super important. And the image quality on thumbnails and the specific shots that you get, especially when I'm packaging certain things for clients, is super, super important, which is why I have a specific sheet that I give to clients before we even start working with them. And this is not the exact sheet that we use, but this is one that I have access to. And you guys can just go ahead and take inspiration from this, and then we can get into step two. So step two is the psychology behind titles and thumbnails. So the first thing that I want you to realize is that the thumbnail catches attention and the title gets a click. And I'm going to break down both of them obviously later in this video, but I want you to realize that this game is 80% strategy and then 20% in the design. And the main part of like what you want to do, like if there's one statement that you have to put behind it, is that you have to make the thumbnail ask the viewer a question so that you can get the click. And if we look at these thumbnails that I recently packaged like a couple days ago, if I'm just viewing the thumbnails, what do you think is going to come to mind? And even Hormozy mentioned something like this. You want your thumbnails to be as clear as possible that your viewer should have an idea in their head about what the video is about before they even click on it. And here, if you look at this thumbnail and you are in this client's niche, you're going to realize that this thumbnail is going to make you ask a question like, what is he talking about? What is the hack that made him generate $40,000? How is he getting 92% open rate on his emails? How are his emails generating $40,000? And then boom, you're going to read the title. You're going to be like, this e-commerce email marketing strategy made me 40 million. And then that is how you get the click. Now I'm actually going to go in more detail and break down not only thumbnails, but also titles so that you can execute both to perfection. So like I said, the thumbnail catches the attention. So we are going to be focusing on that first. So how I think about thumbnails is that you should just visualize the desired outcome of your ideal customer. If I scroll back to these up here, I'm still visualizing what the ideal customer wants. They want a 92% open rate and they want their emails to be generating cash. On the other side of the spectrum though, your thumbnail still needs a shock factor. Like this thumbnail here that I package and strategize, it has a huge shock factor. The car is there, but we still visualize what the audience wants, which is total sales of 5 million. So like you have to do both. Your thumbnail just can't have the desired outcome but be boring, and it also can't just have a shock factor but not really tie back to your ideal customer profile. So what you need to do is identify what grabs your viewer's attention, and then from there you can just create intrigue. I think a good thing for business and education channels is putting number amounts in the title or percentage amounts. This works really well, whether it's through charts, Skype screenshots, or dashboards. And then from there, on the design aspect of things, just increase your color and exposure. You want to make thumbnails bright, and then keep in mind contrast with the colors that you're using so certain things can pop. At the end of the day with thumbnails, less is more, and this is something I got from Mr. Beast, but you want to have like max 3 elements in your thumbnails so it can be as efficient as possible. And with education or business thumbnails, you don't want to be fancy, but you want to be effective with your thumbnails so that you can actually turn your content into cash. And now we are on the title. Like I said, the title is what actually garners the click. So what you don't want to do is repeat the same words that are in your title in your thumbnail or vice versa. Sometimes this is nuanced, it can actually work, but majority of the times you want to avoid doing that. And at the end of the day, the thumbnail triggers a curiosity, and all the title has to do is really just confirm that curiosity so they can get so that you can get the click. Something that I like to do personally is like in the back of my mind, I'm just like, if I saw this thumbnail, what title would make me even more curious to actually click on this video? And when I'm working with clients, we generate 3 to 5 title ideas every single video. And we do this from drawing inspiration from outside the niche, inside the niche. I actually have a free course video breaking down my exact thumbnail process, A to Z, even my ideation, scripting, everything YouTube wise. I have a free 1-hour YouTube course. So if you guys want to go watch that, I'll link that at the first link in the description and also in the comments. But this is just a 5-minute video to break down how you can make the best titles and thumbnails. So after you're taking inspiration from people inside your niche, outside your niche, in adjacent niches, and then you're going ahead and creating your own unique feel to it, From there, you can use paid websites like CreatorHooks Pro or Spotter or vidIQ or Mr. Beast tool View Stats, which is what I'm using right now. And you can just get creative with it. Another thing is try things that people haven't seen before, because this is how you can stand out. So since titles are so important, in this video, I'm going to be giving you something that typically only my clients have access to, which is this proven YouTube title structure sheet. So I'm going to scroll down and you can just screenshot it. And basically you just have to implement your insights into the blanks. And this is another way we can play off of proven title structures in order to generate results. Another thing when it comes to asking that question, if I saw this thumbnail, what title would make me even more curious to click the video? What I like to use for this is a thumbnail tester. There's tons of them out there, but use a thumbnail tester on Google, put in your title, put in your thumbnail, and just first look at the thumbnail and then look at the title and ask yourself, what do you click? A lot of people have a huge misconception on CTR that has a specific KPI for it to work. Nope, it's actually broken up into traffic sources, and the main ones that are really important are search, suggested, and browse. At the end of the day, you want your stuff to be ranking high for those three things. And you can check this in your YouTube studio. So don't be discouraged when you see a quote unquote low CTR. There's no perfect KPI on it. At the end of the day, what you actually want to do is focus on your views over your click-through rate. And also sometimes some videos just need time to grow and the CTR can rise over time. So I would say mainly focus on browse, search, and suggested. And suggested is the hardest out of these three. So if your CTR is solid in suggested, that means your video is really doing good and you're actually cooking. Like I said, I have a full course breaking this down A to Z of how we scaled our client to $115,000 in 115 days using these same tactics, but I go deeper than just titles and thumbnails. I really break down our entire process. So if you want to go watch that, click this video next.